party people.
Hey, party people.
Okay, so we're
hey guys.
back.
Yeah, welcome back to Spontaneity. I think this is episode 3.
Yes.
Wow. Did we think we were gonna make it this far? I don't know. After all the COVID stuff, but it's good to be back. How are you guys doing?
Come see, come saw.
Yeah, a little
up, kinda. We're like doing okay.
In the middle,
okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
thanks for love on our Spotify. Really appreciate that. To the one person who said to check out his profile. Everything counts.
Thank you. Thank you.
No, for real. Thank you.
So,
We forget about our fans.
Yes, never.
Right.
You're number one. So, ladies, what's our topic today?
Our topic. Oh wait, before that, let's share our little favorites.
Oh yes. Okay.
So I think we started our weekly favorites last week. This week, who wants to start? Can be anything. Chills, music.
I always have a song because like I really like music. Music like speaks to me, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So the song today is by Sir. It's called John Redcorn. It's really good. I don't know if you can tell. I'm gonna turn on the exposure, but yeah, I'll try to link it in the chat. Oh my gosh, yes.
Yes.
But yeah, this is what it looks like. You really can't see on here.
Yeah,
though.
I can
like,
kind of see.
It's like an indie song, like not really, but sort of. I don't know. But yeah.
Ooh, love that. Wait, where did we discover this song? Was it just like on your Spotify? Was it just like a hidden gem?
I like made a
love
playlist
that.
about like people that I met and like how they made me feel. And this was like on a radio for the playlist of like a person I met.
Ah, okay. Ooh, I love that.
Oh, okay.
Love
Love that. I feel like my Spotify never like recommends me those like those little hidden
hidden gems.
Right, the
Yeah.
hidden gems.
Like my other recommended are just like
like mainstream-ish.
Yeah.
I used to be mine, but then I had to put in like 2 indie songs, and they're like, oh.
And then it changes it up.
You're like,
yeah.
Okay, true.
That's 100% true. Definitely do that, and then it brings like a whole other different kind of type to your Spotify.
Okay.
Yes.
Woo-hoo.
My favorite thing that I've been into has been, I don't know if you guys have heard of this channel. It's called Primink or Primink, PRIMINK. And basically it's just this guy who just does like theories and kind of like tea on YouTube. And he like exposes people.
It's like a cartoon and he has blonde hair. Yeah. Dude,
he's so good. I don't know why, but I love his content. Yeah.
Potato stuff, like he covered
Wait.
Yes.
Like, it's really
his like what are his videos on? Like
so one of them, he does like this one was really good. It was about the girl who faked her whole career on YouTube. What was it? The vlogging family who faked their baby, the YouTuber who faked a mental illness for views, the Instagram model who fabricated her entire life. It's just really good, and he just kind of goes into depth about them. Yes.
Wait, are they like real stories? Like
yeah. So it's like a drama
okay.
Basically a drama channel, yeah.
But like more
it's like
polished and like animated.
Cool.
And he's super like respectful too. Like he's so funny. I love him.
He doesn't like dig at them. He just like kind of gives commentary and like backs up with facts too. It's really good.
Very good. Definitely recommend watching him.
Oh my god, I see Joe Exotic on his thing. I love that.
Yeah, but that's mine. Very good.
Okay. Y'all like don't judge me, but my thing, as I was telling you guys, I get into the weirdest moods, like especially this week. I've been like all over the place, and at like 2 a.m., 3 a.m., it really hits. Not even like Aaliyah feels me, yeah. So the thing I've been listening to a lot is the album Yay, which I know got like such mixed reviews and everyone was hating on it so hard. But listen, you guys, when it's like 3 a.m. and you're just in like the weirdest mood, like that really, really, really slaps. Okay. So
okay.
That's my thing.
Who's it by?
What?
Who's it by?
Oh, Yay by Kanye.
By Kanye.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
Yay.
no judgment.
I was like, why? Oh my gosh, Kanye! We're not listening to Kanye. I'm gonna cry.
It's like there's only like what, like 6 songs on there, but I
There's
kind of
not
just
much.
picked all the like the angsty, slowish ones, you
Oh
know?
my
Yeah.
gosh. Oh my gosh,
What?
she's stepping into rap. I kind of love it.
I don't
So
listen
it's
to
like
rap. Did you not know that?
Yeah, Vanessa's kind of always been into it, but she's just like more
Drake.
low key.
This is Drake.
No, not just Drake. Like, you know, like the Brampton version of rap, which is like, no, not good. Not Nav, but like
I was gonna say now
I mean, like our homegrown artists, you mean?
SoundCloud rappers.
I just mean like if you were gonna go into like a Brampton
Like a
public
party.
person's car,
Oh,
yeah.
That
Like,
playlist. I got you.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
got
you get me.
No judgment here. This is a safe space.
Listen,
Love that for you.
Talk about it.
rap caviar on Spotify.
No, for real. Rap caviar.
Listen, yeah. I'm not pretending I'm cultured, but yeah.
I mean, at least you're admitting, like, you don't know
Yeah.
everything. You
I'm
know?
trying. Yeah.
I kind of love that for Vanessa. This is a new.
Thank
This is a
you.
new. This is a step in the right direction, maybe.
So that's why my Spotify is so mainstream, basically.
Oh,
I think we
maybe.
cracked the code, y'all.
Kanye's like kind of like not mainstream anymore.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Maybe.
not
Yeah.
anymore. Not as much as he was in like like his peak was like what year? Like 2017, 18?
Yeah, 2016,
Mm.
17.
Yeah.
But also low-key like the early-ish 2000s
Yeah,
or mid
at the early-
2000s, whenever
For
that
real. Like old
Yeah.
school Kanye. He like
Mm-hmm.
kind of goes like,
Yeah, he comes in waves.
no, he's like
Does.
waves.
Agreed.
Right? Do we think he's misunderstood, or is he just like,
On the low, yeah.
Yeah.
you know?
Understood.
I think he's somewhat of a genius in a way.
He's a time.
Yeah. I don't know. He's pretty good though. Can't hate.
Okay.
Okay.
So hoping for a smooth transition, but anyway, our topic for today is
Toxicity.
Yeah, toxic
Yeah.
people,
In gen-
toxic relationships, toxic.
Yes. So I know like last week we talked about, Vanessa brought it up, but we said we'd save it for this week. Basically what we were saying was, what do we think is toxic in a relationship? I think if we want to start, or we could start with what do we think is toxic in a friendship first, and then we can move on to like a relationship.
Ooh,
I
okay.
can see like friendships more than relationships. I feel like we could low-key all speak on friendships.
Yeah.
I have to like think about it though. There's a lot.
Yeah. I don't know.
There's definitely like more obvious signs. So like obviously someone who's overly selfish, someone who doesn't necessarily like hear your point of view. This is like not even throwing shots. I'm just like saying, you know? But like
It's like really resonating because I'm like, yeah.
I don't know what
It'd be hitting, yeah.
No, but you're right. Definitely like being a little selfish, not hearing like your point of view or like so and so the other side of the story. I think just being like low key lying about
too.
small things.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
Wow,
yeah.
that's crazy. Yeah, for sure. Lying. It's so crazy we're so in sync. Like, wow. I wonder why.
Because
No,
it's like, why should you have to lie to your
can't.
best friends? Like what do you gain from that, you know?
I
What do you
think
gain?
it's like the power of it. And like we kind of put this in a bullet point, like toxic leadership in friendships. But like on the low, some friendships are like really good and organic, and some can be like a power struggle all the time. So I mean, if you have to lie to like make it seem
That's
like
so
you're
true.
better than your other friends,
True.
and like you're like more superior, you know, I can
Yeah.
see why you would want to lie, but at the end of the day, like everything that you lie about is gonna like come to the light anyway. So
It's gonna come
Exactly.
eventually. Even like the smallest little lies, they'll like all come forward.
Come out.
Yeah.
And just on that note too, like the whole like wanting to be superior or like kind of wanting to be like the most controlling or most powerful one.
yes.
100%.
Yeah, some people like blame it on like upbringing and stuff, but
Oh
I think that
gosh.
multiple powerful people can like be in a healthy friendship, because like when you're with your friends, it shouldn't be a competition. It should just be like you're with your friends. You know what I mean?
Right.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
it shouldn't be like I need to prove myself, or like you're always on guard. If that's the case, like how can you call them your friends if you're not comfortable with them?
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
And like that kind of goes back to like, I'm not saying if you're insecure, I don't think that's an issue. But when you become so insecure that it starts like affecting like your friends, like because you're insecure, you're taking it out on your friends, like I just don't think that's very right. Like I'm here to help you grow. I'm here to help you. So like why are you just like bringing everybody else down? I don't know. Yeah, I think that's like that can be also very toxic. It can turn into like something super toxic.
And like definitely people do have like their insecurities and stuff, which is fine, but it's better like for me, and I've been like really open with you guys and like majority of the people that are close to me, like if I feel insecure about something, I'd rather tell someone about it than to build a wall and like a fake facade about it, because that's again like what friendship is about. Like, and I guess like people might be toxic because they don't realize what it means to like be a real friend to someone, and maybe they've never been in a relationship like where they've been able to be transparent and like not get it thrown back into their face.
True.
And like I'm
Yeah.
sure we've all been in those types of friendships, but I know we like as people, at least the three of us, I can't speak for everybody, but like I know that we, even though like our past experience may have been like bad, we still choose to like turn a new leaf with like
Right.
the other people that we meet. Like we don't carry it into like our new friendships, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Like you don't assume that just because you got treated badly in a previous like friendship relationship that it's going to be the same in your next one, or already like start unfairly judging the people.
Exactly. Off the bat.
Yeah. So I guess it's hard for people too if they've been like so
Hurt like
like
multiple times. Yeah, for sure.
exactly.
That
But
is
like,
true.
when does it come to the point where you prove yourself? Because I know sometimes you're in friendships with people for years and like their walls are still up. So like is
Oh
it
yeah.
still up to you to like continuously prove yourself in that situation, or you know?
Right. And you
Yeah.
kind of have to like evaluate, it's like, is it time for me to leave? But it's like you also feel bad for dropping a friend like that. So it's like, I don't know. That's a good question.
I think that's like our biggest thing, because like we'll notice things about people, but like we want to continuously like give them a chance, you know?
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
like low key we get hurt in the end, but
I mean,
Because
yeah.
you want to give them the benefit of the doubt, and you have so much faith in people and in friendships that you get done dirty at the end of the day sometimes, which I feel like has happened to all of us at a certain point in our in our
maybe,
lifetime.
Yeah.
maybe one point in my life I will win. But yeah, no, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Um, what are some other toxic traits?
Um.
I think also just with like friends or like people who have to be like your best friend and kind of get jealous when you spend more time with other groups of friends, like people who don't accept that like you
Uh-oh.
can have multiple friendships and still be loyal to them, and
Uh-oh.
you know,
Right. It
that
comes
was just
down to
like
like
yeah,
balancing too. See,
exactly.
I feel like you can argue both sides, because it's like if I'm on the end of someone going between groups, I totally know that they're gonna like, if you balance it, you can do both, you know. You don't treat
Mhm.
one group differently than you do with the other. But I can also see like, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like you can see from both sides, but Vanessa has a very good point. Is like you can't like just be jealous of one person wanting to branch out or one person wanting to have other friends.
I think that comes from like high school. Because I know for like high
Oh,
school, at least for me,
Yeah.
in a sense it was kind of cliquey. And like when you found like your people, you kind of like held on to them. And like, yeah, I would hang out with this group like during this class, but like when it was lunchtime, I had these people that I hung out with at lunch, and like I wouldn't
yeah.
hang out with anyone else. I can't speak for everyone else, but I know this like for my high school that was like a big thing. Like
Mhm.
there would be people that would hang out with like a whole bunch of people in classes and like outside or whatever. But like when it came to lunch, that was like your core group, and like you knew not to
Oh,
stray away.
Mhm.
So I think like especially when you go into university, you meet all these different people that you relate to like a lot, and like they may not hang out with each other, so your groups may never like interlap.
oh
But I
yeah.
think it's
Yeah.
important, like you can find a balance. There's never, I don't think there's an excuse if you care about the two groups or the two people equally. Like there shouldn't be an issue saying like I'm gonna hang out with these people or these people, or better yet, introduce them to each other. And like you never
Right.
know, you just get an
Mhm.
even bigger friend group,
Yeah.
you know?
Friend group. Yeah.
I feel it's odd because some people do enjoy that though. They love having like their two groups or like their three groups separated and just never like interacting with each other. Maybe because like they are very different people, but and they recognize that, so
True.
maybe that's why they just don't introduce. But I don't know. It's so nice. I think it's just like a courtesy kind of thing. Like, hey, this is like so and so. This is so and so. I see her so much. Blah blah. But
Right? And giving it a
Right.
chance, don't write it off before you introduce people, because I feel like
right,
everybody has like similarities with everyone in a certain extent. Like
right.
even if we differ drastically, I'm sure we can find common ground on one thing in the whole world,
Yes.
and like be comfortable, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, do we think that's like another toxic trait though, is like wanting to keep your friends to like yourself?
I
And
think
it's,
so.
I think so,
yeah,
yeah.
because
Because
it's like, sorry, go ahead.
possession, you know? And like
Exactly,
toxic,
yes.
like if a boy, that's what like I try to think of it, because it's crazy when you think of your friends. If you put it in the perspective of like, if a guy was doing this to like my sister, or if a guy was doing this to my best friend, would
Mhm.
I consider that toxic? Would I tell her to leave him? And like you kind of have to like put it in the same perspective when you're thinking about your friends. Like if my best friend's boyfriend was telling her she couldn't hang out with other people, and like he was keeping his friends away from her, and like didn't let her intermingle, what I say, hey girl, this is kind of toxic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if the same thing's happening
Yeah.
to me, sure, it's not my boyfriend, but like I feel people don't take their friendship seriously because it's not like, oh, it's not a relationship,
Oh yeah.
That's
but
so
it can
true,
still
yeah.
hurt you and like tear you down as much as like any relationship with a guy.
Yes. I know like some people say like, oh, a friendship breakup is like way harder than an actual like
Mm,
breakup. And sometimes
Mm-hmm.
that's so true because it's like you learn to, I don't know, you just become so dependent on those people.
for
Like
sure.
that hurts.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Hmm,
And it's like,
interesting.
I think generally with friends, at least for me, I feel like with friends, I always know like they're gonna be there for a longer period of time. Like it's never like you're in the back of your head, you're like, oh well, one day like it's gonna be over. Whereas with relationships, I feel like it's a constant like,
In the
well,
back of your
you
head,
never
yeah,
know. Yeah,
Yeah.
like
it's
that
true.
that happens, but like friendships, you're usually like, oh, we're here like for life or
For
for
the long
like
haul.
the
Yeah.
the long haul.
Yeah, that's so
Yeah.
true.
So like, I don't know.
That's
That is
crazy.
What are some other toxic traits do you think of?
I feel like there's more. I'm just like not thinking of them.
I'm like trying to go back and like
The
flash back to
toxic
my life.
experiences. Yeah.
So we said like selfish, basically possessive, like a territorial, like keeping you away from
Yes.
people. Um, let me think. Oh my gosh.
I'm
Um,
blanking out now. I feel like I had so many.
so much. Like last week, I was like, oh, girl, this and this. Someone who just doesn't like make you feel well good. We also have liars, but like there's
Mhm.
like two. I'll go with like honesty, because I think honesty is important.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's not just like the honesty that makes you feel good, but it's the honesty that you need to hear. You know,
Ooh,
Mhm.
it's
facts.
like I know that a lot of, if they can't give it, and also if they can't receive it, because
Yes.
I feel like we're kind of blunt people in the sense like if we're like, girl, are you sure you want to do that? Like, like we'll say something
Yeah.
polite,
Yeah.
like, we won't bring you down, but we'll be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mhm.
if we're able to give it, the person should also be able to receive it.
To take
Right.
it. Yeah.
Because it's already hard enough to give it to your best friend. Like if I'm telling you guys something, like that's already hard on me. So I expect you guys to take it like pretty okay.
Right. And it's like we know in our hearts, like your advice is never meant to sabotage us or
It's
to like
always
mess us
Exactly.
up. So it's like it's
yeah.
just about accepting it.
Mm-hmm. That's a
Yeah.
good one. Honest. Oh,
That
I
was a
feel like
good
this
one.
also goes around with like communication too. It's
Mm-hmm.
like,
Oh, that's so
Mm.
big. That's huge.
yeah. Because if you're just not communicating with your friends, or like, I know from past experience, if you're so like, if I'm telling one of my friends, like, if you have an issue with someone, just like talk about it, but they're just like, they don't want to talk about it. Like, I don't know. I think you just have to talk about it. What's the worst that can happen, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's huge.
Just
Like
like communication.
a lot of things don't get solved because it's like we internalize it and then become something way
That's
bigger
a
than
big
it needs to
one.
be,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I know, especially in larger groups, it's, well, groups more than two people, it's easy to communicate with like certain people, but not everyone. And like make those like stupid little sub group chats, or like tell one person about something, but not the other.
Oh, yeah.
And
Oh yes.
I feel like if I tell V something on Monday and I don't see Bianca, like I'll be like, as soon as I see Bianca, I'll be like, oh, I told V this, but I didn't tell you. So
Right.
Yeah, like this is the catch up. Yeah.
like this is just, it's just like the communication, so no one feels
Yeah.
left out. I feel like that's
Left
a big
out.
part of it. Like in the groups
Mm-hmm.
That's
I've
for
been
real. Like feeling excluded and yeah.
in, because everyone has like little inside jokes, and you're there like, oh, but I didn't hear, and they don't even make
Yeah.
it to like tell you about it.
Like,
That's mm,
right.
Mhm.
Or
Yeah,
just
always make
even
it.
like with like the body language and stuff where it's like you can almost like get a
Oh,
vibe.
that's a good one.
yeah, body language is huge,
It's like all coming back to me now.
right?
Yeah.
Or like the positioning, like needing to like, if there's a certain person that knows how to control the situation based on the way they position their body, or like if you're walking and they know, they're like, I need to be in this position, or like I need to say here, or I need to go here.
Yeah.
Like, no, that's not a
Yeah.
crime. That's toxic, my friend.
I think that's also very like immature, because I know we've maybe like, I'm not saying that we've dealt with this in university, but maybe we have. But I just don't understand. Like, you're a grown girl, like you're a grown woman, you're 20 years old. Why do you have to be doing that? Like, you're an adult.
Yeah, for
Child's
real.
play. I
Like,
don't
everything
understand.
shouldn't matter. Standing like where you stand on the
It
earth
doesn't matter.
surface should not matter.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. Oh, and that's the tea.
Yeah, that kind of goes into favoritism too. Favoritism in a friend
Favoritism.
group. Like,
Oh, that's the
I
worst.
don't know, like how people, like if you like, I don't know how to explain it. I really don't know how to explain it.
Me
Because
neither.
I know, like, obviously, I guess in some scenarios, I'm just chilling because, like, I just love you guys, like, and it's not a matter of, like, who do I love more? It's just, like, I
Yeah, for
genuinely
real.
love
It's
you guys,
like,
like, as a
Yeah.
collective, you know? So that
Yeah.
didn't run through my mind, but I guess I don't know, like, if you like one and you make it very obvious, you know, and,
Yeah.
like, what you do, and, like, only leaning on them for advice, or your body language, like we said earlier, like, is more towards them, like, people notice those little things. People notice like,
Yeah.
who you give eye contact
Yeah.
to more, or like who you ask questions for more, or advice, or who you listen to more, you know?
Mm-hmm.
For
And it's like,
real, yeah.
what's the point of having your other friends there if you're only gonna solely be leaning on that one
Focusing
person?
on, yeah, or
Yeah.
like talking to your other friend, but then dropping everything the minute like the person you wanted to talk to
Oh,
becomes
Oh
available. I'm sorry, I'm like,
no, that is very
listen, you
true.
guys, it's like, it's true. Like, just don't,
Because I'm sure so many people
like
have
share the
definitely felt
love.
that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But, or what if it's just the thing where it's like, they don't like you? Like,
right?
I'm like really thinking about it now. Like, what if, like,
Like, what if they just never like?
yeah, like they just never.
I guess it's like,
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I know some like between groups, like sometimes people can like build up that comfort with one another, but it still doesn't excuse the fact of like of acting that way. It doesn't give you an excuse for acting that way. It doesn't give you a pass. You know? I don't know. It just doesn't seem right. If you're not comfortable with your other friends, then why are you friends with them in the first place?
Exactly. I think like once you pass the age of 18, like once you're out of high school, your high school habits like should not be a thing.
Not be there.
Yes.
Yeah.
When I go around like university and I see like, oh, you guys are still like valuing cliques, and you guys are still like doing this hierarchy in your friend groups, it's like, who has energy for that?
Right?
Like, you're gonna take
Yeah.
those like mentalities and how you act, and you're gonna translate that into the workforce, and like you're gonna want to be like scientists and lawyers and doctors with like the same like
With
high
that
school.
attitude.
That's scary.
Yeah.
That's scary because you're not gonna learn to talk to new people. Like, you're just not gonna get it.
Like, that's toxic in the workforce. Nothing gets done. You know what I mean?
For real.
That's true. But
That
low
is
key,
very
like
true.
even in the workforce, there are like
Right?
cliques and like
Cliques
there
and-
are the same like toxic energy.
I guess it goes to show that you can never really truly escape it,
Escape it.
Yeah.
but
Up to you as a person to like stop the toxic habits. I think it's
right.
important to be like honest, brutally honest with yourself. If you genuinely don't enjoy spending time with certain people, step away, because they notice it. They're suffering. You're suffering because obviously you don't want to be there. So like make that transition to where you know that you need to be, because it will just make the world
100%.
a better place. Doesn't mean you have to like cut ties with them, but like if you know that you're dreading every moment, or like it's like, oh, I have to put on an act, or I can't be myself, like find where you can be yourself, and there's always room. And like when you find that place, I'm sure they'll be accepting, because they'll understand, like they'll see your authenticity, you know?
Right.
Accept you.
Yeah, I think that's way better than just like, I don't know. There's like a way to go about it, but definitely that. I think it's just like better for everybody's like mental health anyways. Like, why are you gonna put yourself through that? Life's too short to just like not enjoy being around people who are you're gonna see 24/7, you know?
Yeah. Sometimes like the best thing you can do for yourself is like cut someone off if talking to them makes you anxious, or like if you feel like you can't be yourself, or just things like that. So
100%.
Yeah, I think we just like sometimes we get so comfortable with the fact of having like companionship. So the thought of like going through a period, and this was me in high school for sure, like the thought of period of being alone for like a period of time is like super scary.
Oh yeah.
So instead of taking the time to like kind of reflect on yourself and say, okay, what type of person am I? What went wrong in this friendship? What do I need to do? We're so like afraid of being alone that we'd rather just jump into something new without like assessing the previous relationships. Like if you break up with a boy, you're not gonna jump right into another relationship. If it was a meaningful relationship, and you can always learn something from every relationship, you're going to take that second and be like, okay, what worked, what didn't, what did I learn about them, what did I learn about myself, and like how to move forward. And it's okay to be alone sometimes, you know.
Oh yeah,
easier said than done, but it's okay to be alone because you learn a lot about yourself that you can take into like your whole life, basically.
100% agree. Even just like not saying like being alone, like you actually don't have like friends, but even just being alone, like isolating yourself for a little bit and just having time for yourself, I feel like that makes you think a lot. Like you don't have to be alone, like you genuinely don't have friends, but just even distancing yourself from friends, and like you said, like taking a look at just like what's going on with your relationships, evaluating, because I feel like once you really take a look at and you learn from it, things are bound to go so much better. So much better. And I feel like I feel like we can all attest for that, is that we've definitely evaluated friendships and we know like what to look out for. You know what to look out for red flags, for example, because you will definitely pick up on some.
Okay, that was my other question though. With red flags or with things that we consider a little bit like suspect, what is the breaking point? Like at what point do you say, okay, I'm gonna like walk away now? Because like what if, first of all, and like how do you even know if you're interpreting, like if it is a red flag or if it's just
Or
like,
it's like
oh, it's me, like you know, like me overthinking it, or it's me like,
or you being over dramatic, or you being sensitive.
like in the age of like social media and like technology and stuff, I feel like everything, like we overthink a lot, and it's just like, I don't know, like
That's a good
anyway,
question. That's
my question for y'all.
Ask, because I don't know, like I say all these things, but I also see red flags, and I'm like, one more chance, you know, like. So that's actually a great question. I'm gonna try to like think of advice for people who aren't as confused as I am.
Because you do want to give people the benefit of the doubt, because it's like because that can really backfire on you. So say you're having like that issue and you're like looking at a red flag, but then you cut them off so quick. Like what kind of person does that make you, you know?
True. I mean, maybe when it gets to the point where it's like taking a toll on you like mentally, and like you notice things that they do are making you feel significantly like worse about yourself or making you feel sad, I think like once it starts to like intrude on your like mental health and like your mental space, that's definitely when you should like reconsider. Because I know for me, like in past toxic relationships, sometimes, and I feel like we're kind of similar in the sense we're like, oh, we'll let it slide, and like with certain people, the ways that they're toxic aren't as impactful as others, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
For others, like you'll notice and you'll be like, that makes me feel really bad. Like the way that they treat me makes me feel like crap.
Yes.
And it kind of like makes you go, okay, if this is how I feel after talking to this person, is it like a good fit? You know what I mean?
Right.
But little things where it's kind of like, I don't even know, like what are little things, you know? It's hard.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to pick them out now.
Yeah.
I think like, especially if you're an empath and you're very empathetic, you can have many, like, you know, Jesus, like turn the other cheek, and you have multiple cheeks to turn, you know what I mean?
Oh, for real.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I need to be forgiving, but it's also, you need to also consider yourself and like how you feel. And that's why first time it may not make me feel terrible, but second, third, fourth time, it's definitely going to be like impacting me. And then I have to take a step back and it's like, okay, now it's impacting me and like my mental health. So
for real.
I don't do anything. I'm toxic for myself because I'm not getting out that situation, you know?
Yeah.
And I guess sometimes with toxic people too, like you're almost like afraid to end the relationship or afraid to cut them off. And it definitely takes a lot of courage and just like a lot of inner strength. But honestly, do it and you feel so much better.
Yeah, that's very true. It does take a lot of energy.
Honestly, take care of your mental health first, and just like, and trust your gut too, because I know sometimes like you'll know deep down that like something is not right, but you'll stay in the situation a lot longer than you would have, just because it's like, well, what if, but like deep down you've known for a long time.
Yeah, that's
very
crazy.
true.
Yeah,
I can really relate to that a lot.
Like I think it also depends on like the situation too. Like I don't want to say like, I feel like it depends on what this person or like your friend is doing in the situation. Because like I can put up with like small things, you know, not put up with it, but like give it a few chances. But right from the get-go, if it's something really big, if it's something like I don't know, for example, like what if your friend was making fun of something you're insecure of? I know some friends like have that like
dynamic.
yeah, but what if it's just like consistent? Then I feel like you can kind of, if it's
That's
starting to
like,
take a toll on your mental health, like Aaliyah said, like you said, then definitely you can start recognizing that as like being toxic, like they're being insecure about themselves, they're trying to bring you down. Like it's very situational too for me.
Yeah.
I guess like with that too, it's also like the communication thing. Like make sure they
Yeah.
know like
Yeah.
I'm in, like maybe what if they didn't know that was like your insecurity or that was your
Right.
Oh, that's true. But
But
say you tell it to them.
if it's out in the open, then definitely no excuses. But like if it's something that they're always on you about, but they don't know how you feel about it, then
You should say.
maybe like try to communicate. But yeah,
Yeah, that is true.
Sticky. Human interaction is so sticky. Oh my god.
Right?
right.
It really depends. Cause like person A and B can be totally different than like Y and Z. Like
Mm-hmm.
and like your brains can be so different and the way that you operate and what one person considers like offensive another person can consider funny or vice versa. So
Yeah.
like when you go to someone you're like, when you comment about this about me, I don't like it. Sometimes people can really be taken aback and like offended
Yeah.
because they're like, wait, but that was like so funny to me and like why are you taking offense to it? And they almost get mad at your feelings, you know?
Yes.
So that's kind of toxic, but it's also
Yeah.
you kind of have to have patience with the person
Mhm.
because you don't know like where they're coming from.
Yeah.
True, but I think that also goes back to what you were saying before about like the honesty and like giving it and taking it too, right? Like if
Yeah,
someone is genuinely hurt about something,
true.
like argue it and be like, no, like you
No,
can
don't
say
be
I
hurt.
didn't hurt you,
Agreed.
but like
Yeah.
I'm sorry, like you know.
I think you just have to be
Yeah.
able to like read the room, kind of like
Yeah, social cues are important.
Mhm.
social cues. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Forgotten art of
Yeah,
social.
like which side are you supposed to walk on? The right
The
The
side.
right side.
If you take nothing from this podcast,
Please
please
walk
walk
on
on the
the
right.
right side.
Speaking as
Walk on
someone
the right
who probably never does that.
Always walk. Because what side do we drive on in Canada? We drive on the right
Right
side.
side.
Ooh,
Right
driving.
Come on, guys.
side.
On the heart. Please.
um, what was I gonna say? Oh, I had a really good point. I forgot. It's okay. Go on. Go on.
This happens every.
I know.
Uh,
One of us.
oh, I don't really remember what it was, but I think like going back to what we were saying before, like I think luckily for us, we're pretty like always on the same wavelength. But this is the thing. So us three, we're very much like on the same wavelength. We relatively think the same. We say the same things. We think the same things are funny. Bless that. But it just because like I think that doesn't give like we are still like very aware of like other types of people, you know. So
Yeah.
that's when people are like, I just don't understand them because they're this way. That doesn't kind of really give you an excuse to like
A free pass.
gossip,
Yeah.
you know. It doesn't give you a free
Yeah.
pass. Like we all think the same, but we're also patient of other people. We're self-aware of other people, you
Yes.
know.
Yes. Yes.
Mhm.
So I think that's like another big thing is like you and your friends may be a type of, but like you also have to be open-minded to other people and just like have patience,
Tolerance and like acceptance.
tolerance.
As
Yes.
long as they're being respectful to you, after a certain point of like age, everyone should have an idea of what it means to be tolerant of other people. Even if
Yeah.
they don't agree with you, that's totally fine. Not everyone's gonna agree with you. Just because you found 7 people that like you love and that you connect with that like really agree with you, everyone else outside of your friends does not need to agree with you. And just because they don't agree with you doesn't mean that you don't have to be friends. You know what I mean?
Yes.
As long as you're both of you guys are conducting yourself in a respectful way, there's ways you can avoid it. If you know that you guys don't agree on like broccoli, don't talk about broccoli. And like just have an unknown code that like I like broccoli, you don't. We don't have to talk about it. We can still bond about other things and be just as good as friends.
Yes.
But I
100%.
think people sometimes want to change other people instead of respecting and appreciating the views that they have. You know?
Yeah,
For
especially
sure.
nowadays. I feel like
And
it's very easy to like everyone just morphs into the same person.
mhm, that is true. But also, I guess with some things, like for some people, deal breaker where it's like if you don't agree with this fundamental thing, then I can't go on with the friendship or I can't go on with the relationship type
I
of
can
thing.
see that.
Oh,
That's
sorry, yeah.
Oh,
Is
you're
my internet
You kind of cut out a little
yeah,
bit.
it just
you're
said
back
it was
now.
unstable, but
Yeah, you're good
I'm
now.
back.
Okay.
Um, but like at that point, I think there's also a way to like respectfully
Oh,
Me? Oh.
respectfully
okay,
just
she's
like
coming back.
walk away and just instead of getting
Wait,
into an
say
argument
it
type of
again?
thing. Do I keep
We
breathing?
you kind of cut out
You
a little
said one
bit.
time.
Okay, recap real quick. Like I feel like sometimes with certain like political opinions or things like that, people
Oh,
can't exactly compromise on that, or it's like it
Mhm.
is a deal breaker if you believe certain things for some people.
mhm.
And so like yeah, like Aaliyah was saying, at that point, if you can't like respectfully agree to disagree, then it's just like respect the other person's right to their opinion and just like
For sure.
Yeah.
dip out. Yeah.
Yeah, like
I-
I guess I can speak like from personal experience because I'm a Christian, right? And obviously Christians have like generally conservative views, and obviously we believe in like Jesus is God, there's no other God. But like I have friends with a lot of other beliefs, like and different religions that are literally polar opposite to mine, and
mhm.
like it's visible differences, if you know what I mean. Like in some
Yeah.
very visible differences, but like in a sense, like I still respect your belief, even though I may not agree with it, and even though I have the belief that I believe is true, and there's
Yeah.
like no other truth, I still believe that everyone should be respected in what they believe in. I said believe
Yeah.
a lot, but like,
Yeah, but
and I
like
guess it
it was
comes with
good.
like
Yeah.
It's true.
maturity,
Yeah.
but civil conversations are what make the world go round, and
Around,
like
Yeah.
yes.
it's super beautiful to like have a conversation, and it's okay if we don't agree on everything, because
Mhm.
I don't want everyone to agree on everything. That's
And
so
everything,
boring.
It'd be
yeah.
so boring.
And just
Exactly.
like not right. Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
if we can come together and have a conversation and maybe learn something from each other, not saying like change your view and I'm here to convince you of my belief, but like
Yeah.
having educated conversations is like discourse is like part of life, so we shouldn't run from it.
Exactly.
And just because something's different or foreign, I don't think that it's bad. But like I don't know if everyone's on the same wavelength as like us as Gen Z. I feel like we're very accepting and tolerant of people.
Yeah, for the
There's
most part.
like the people that definitely don't agree and like are stuck in their ways. But I think like us as a generation, it doesn't water down your religion or your political beliefs if you also choose to like respect other people.
With
And I think
people,
that's
yeah.
like important to notice and like
And like,
Agreed.
yeah, especially if you know that you're gonna be like talking to someone who has different beliefs and like you actually know that beforehand, like go into it with an open mind. Because I
Oh
know
yeah.
like so many people are like, yes, I'm open minded, but it's like,
when it comes down
are you? Like, yeah. And like just because you have an open mind doesn't mean you have to like change who you are, like Aaliyah was saying. But it's just like accepting maybe you do have gaps in your knowledge or in your like you know what I mean in your personal like values or like you
Yeah.
might learn something like Aaliyah was saying.
yes, and it's
Right.
okay to learn something from someone who's
Yeah.
different than you. It doesn't make you like any less of who you are.
Right. If anything, you're becoming more knowledgeable and you're becoming like more
More
cultured and
powerful
just
as a
like
person. Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
Just like as
like a
yourself.
child.
Yeah.
Aw,
Expand your ideologies, expand
cute,
yourself.
cute.
Like, oh, love that for us.
Wow, we went from toxic relationships to such a
Like
wholesome moment.
positive.
But like
Yeah.
that's
I
so
love
important
that.
to it. Acceptance is a big part of it. Just being able to accept other people and like
Yeah.
accept your friends and their differences.
Yeah. Definitely agree with that. I feel like that's a very good note to end on for friends, actually.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
think that's a really good note. But definitely if we want to talk about like toxicity and toxic traits that we see in relationships now, I know like there's a lot of them are very similar now that I'm like thinking back to it.
For sure.
Like a lot of them are similar. So what do you guys think is toxic in a relationship?
I have one.
Go ahead,
Okay,
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
The time that they put in, effort, and this can also go into friendships as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I've
that's
been
true.
hearing like the effort that someone puts into you translates into how much they care. And
Right.
like, I know some people, they can't text every day. They can't like snap you every 5 minutes or whatever. But people who truly care, like if I'm unable to Snapchat or message someone that I care about, I'll make sure to make it up. Like if I'm in a free zone, I'll make it up to them. And I'll be like,
Right.
hey, sorry that I missed you. Like I'm not gonna be like, oh shoot, meant to respond. I'm gonna be like, hey, sorry that I missed you. Like
Yeah.
and I
Not
know
making
Yeah,
excuses.
that's such a
before,
good one, man.
before we get deeper into it, I know like everyone's love language is different. So not everybody is like super affectionate or like super talkative, but I still think that for each person you can tell when they are putting in more effort, or like
Yeah.
you can kind of see who's putting in more effort. And I think it should be equal. I don't think a guy should be giving more than girl, or girl than girl, or whatever,
It's a two-way
whatever
road.
it is. It should be equal between both
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
And you
Mhm.
can kind of tell, you know?
Definitely like the whole equality thing just in general relationships I think is a big thing, because I know like some okay, especially, I don't want to say especially girls, but definitely girls, we do kind of like think like, oh, like chivalry, like he should be paying, blah blah, like it's nice, but at the end of the day, like it is an equal relationship. If he's paying, like I'm paying for something, if he's like texting, I'm texting back, like I don't know, it's a partnership.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just definitely equality.
I think when you like someone and like you really care about someone, you don't mind like doing the little things like paying for dinner.
Yeah.
Because you know that's gonna be like thoughtful. And whether you're a girl or a
Right.
guy or whatever, you know what I mean?
Right.
Oh, if I do this for them, I know they're gonna appreciate it. So I'm gonna show
Yes.
them that I care about them by paying for something or picking them up something to eat. And when you're both thinking like that, it's just like,
Oh,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
You don't
Because
have to worry about it.
like, I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't
It
like the
becomes second nature.
mentality where it's like almost like keeping track, where it's like, oh, you did this, so I need to do that, and like
Yeah.
I feel like it should, like, obviously if you guys both have the mentality, then it ends up balancing out and being equal anyway. So it's like,
Yeah.
I don't think it needs to be like a,
Right? Because then it doesn't really mean something.
Yeah,
You
because
have to
it's
like
not like a
force yourself.
gesture, it's like an
It's like,
obligation.
oh, in the back of my mind, she paid for last dinner, so I guess she's expecting me to pay for the next one. But
Yeah.
like just it being organic, where it's like, oh, also the rule where it's kind of like if you want to go out and you want to initiate something, that's a great way to like show your effort. Where it's like if you want to go out to dinner, if I want to go to dinner, I'm expecting myself to pay, because
Yeah.
it's not like,
That's fair.
you know, it's not like they're asking for my time where it's like, okay, now I'm taking out of my day, I'm not expecting to pay. But like a good rule is like if you want to do something for someone, or like if you want to go out, you should, you know, you shouldn't just be like, I want to go to the C&E, and then they're like, okay, and expect the person to pay. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
It's kind of like, I want to go to C&E, I want to treat you because this is an idea that I had. I don't mind buying the tickets and stuff like that. You know? And like we're all adults. We're all getting those checks from Trudeau. Like it's not an issue. You know?
Yeah.
Finally got them in the mail. Yes.
Yay.
Yes, sir.
That is very true though. Definitely, that's a good one. That's so true. Especially because like you're asking them for like their time and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, good one. What else?
Ooh, okay, you know what's funny? I don't know if this is like toxic, but this is like a rule of thumb for me that I started doing on Snapchat. Like when I'm talking to people, guy or not guy. But like you know you can swipe to see the message. So like,
I can't, but yep.
what? You can't?
Android, yeah, you can't anymore. It like
You're
updated for
kidding.
me. I remember my thing updated. Now you just like tap it.
Oh, tap it. That's trash. I would just say
and
buy
like,
Snapchat.
if you get like, you know, like a red snap and like a blue, like a chat, and you click it, it'll like play the red snap first, even if you
And
like
then,
wanted to swipe and like talk to the person first. So
girl,
like it automatically just like,
no sis, no, that's not for me.
even if the other one was more recent. I know, you guys. Someone
This
like
really
petition to
hurt my
change
heart.
that,
When we
please.
talk about that. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Anyhow, you were saying.
Yeah, okay, so on Snap, for the people who can, if you can swipe on your messages, what I started to do, because there's a certain person I would talk to, and they would like be very short answers. And I'm like, I'm wasting my time replying immediately to things that I have to struggle to like continue the conversation.
Yes.
What I do is like, if I swipe halfway and like the text doesn't reach like the end of the screen, you know what I mean? I'm gonna
No, I know what you
mean. Like when it reaches the end of the screen. So if I swipe
back.
I don't see any text at the end of the screen. I kind of let it sit there because I know
I'm gonna
up, I'm gonna have to like do a lot of work.
Oh
Yes.
my gosh, yes.
Oh my god, yes.
Like, let's sit for a little minute. I'm like, okay, is that toxic? I don't know if that's toxic or not.
I've definitely done
but
that too.
I mean,
You're not alone.
I'm like, yeah, I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to talk about it. You know?
yeah, no,
That's like
I
the
know.
rule. I don't
I
know.
don't think that's necessarily toxic. I think it's just you looking out for yourself too, because like you're gonna have to
Yeah.
put in a lot of work once you open that. And if it's not a good conversation, if it's like a very short answer, it's like, what can I do with that? Not to really think.
Right? Oh, those frustrate me so bad.
Ugh, same. No, definitely understand you on that one. That's a
Yeah.
good one. But I think
Oh,
that goes
yeah.
back to like going like it's a two-way road with communication and conversation.
Big.
It's like,
Yeah, and effort too.
yeah,
See, it
Mhm.
all works together.
it all intertwines.
What about like individuality, like in a relationship? Do you feel like if someone like your significant other doesn't let you like be an individual, that it can be a toxic sign? So like you have to always be together. You have to always like do things together, which I mean, it's good, like quality
It's
time.
good, yeah, but
Mhm.
But like if they start to feel antsy when you're not together, and like it almost seems as if every single day or every single hour you have to like check in with them, or like talk to
Mhm.
them, or
Mhm.
like you know what I mean, reassure them that you're there in a way.
Mhm.
I don't know how to explain it, but
I
like
feel like you should never have to do that though. You should never feel the need like if I'm with you guys, I should never have to feel like, oh my god, like, oh, I have to text him, like I'm out with you guys, like, oh man, I wonder what he's doing. I hope he knows like I'm good. Like,
Mhm.
right.
That's true. That's true.
yeah, I think that
Right?
can turn into something really toxic. Definitely.
And like I think it kind of goes into, I was talking to my mom about this, and like it's kind of like, I think I said this before, I don't know if I said this on the other podcast or whatever, but you would want to be as like complete of a person as you can be like on your own. So
Oh
like
yeah.
when
Yeah.
you together,
Yeah.
you just like make double the amazing human. Where it's
Yes.
kind
Mhm.
of like
Yeah.
half and half. Sometimes you're half and a quarter, and like you're trying to
Mhm.
fit together people who are like incomplete. So you have like such a reliance on that other person to make yourself feel happy. I think we were talking about this last.
Exactly. Yeah, we were.
Make yourself feel happy and like fulfilled in life, where it's not fair to the person that may be more complete than you. But if you're like
Exactly.
a relatively complete person with another relatively complete person, you're still able to see yourselves as like individual units. Once
Mhm.
you come
Mhm.
together, it makes it even better. Not saying you like devalue the relationship, because obviously they're important and like
Yeah.
important to you and they make you a better you. But like
Mhm.
you still are able to function on your own in like
Yeah.
a way. Because I know, oh, touchy. But I know that like sometimes people seek happiness in a significant other.
Yes.
Yeah.
See?
That's true.
Dangerous.
I think you just need to be happy with yourself and like just secure with yourself and be happy at a place like in your
Mhm.
life to be
Yeah.
able to want a relationship or want to be with a significant other, you know?
Mhm.
Because I don't know, I feel like that can just turn just one person can turn the whole relationship into something super toxic and then you're in a never ending cycle.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
For
yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. Communication and all that. What is another one? What's like just
This
a
is like,
sorry, go ahead.
oh no, I was just gonna ask. This is like red flags in like relationships, right? Like
Yes.
Yeah,
still
red
on
flag,
that page.
toxicity, everything.
All
Man,
of that. Okay. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Go ahead, BM. So. Thanks.
Okay, this is not I don't know if this ties into it. I guess it kind of does, but like my question is, we're just like asking questions. What if your significant other, so like you're in a relationship, I'll give a scenario. So you're in a relationship with someone, I don't know, you've been together for a month or so, a few months, and you start to notice like he's talking a lot to like his girlfriends, like his friends who are girls. Do you have an issue with that, and how do you go about it if you do have an issue about it?
oh,
Mhm.
Like he's always texting them, and
Do you know like what about or?
he goes to his friend, he goes to them with like his problems. Like he doesn't necessarily tell you all of them, but he'll
God.
always tell his girlfriends about it.
Um,
Do you have an issue with that? And like, if so, what do you do? How do you go about it? Because I think that could be like, that's a very real situation, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
And it can be like toxic, and it's like you don't know where you stand, you don't know where he
Yeah.
stands. Yeah, how do we go about
like
it?
the
Cause
girl
like
best friend situation.
right. Like I get it if you've built a like a connect not a, but like not a connection but like a like you built trust with that person but at the same time like if I'm in a relationship with you, I would also like you to have some trust for me, right?
Yeah.
You know that like
Yes.
you can come to me with anything, like you can talk to me about anything, and like if
Yes.
you are having problems, like just like be open, be honest, and communicate them with me, and like you
Mhm.
know definitely like not trying to take away from like obviously your friendship with other girls and other
Oh
people
Girls.
in
yeah.
general, but just
Never.
like especially if it's like some something that you're going through like personally or like with the relationship, like I mean, I would definitely try to let him know that like he can always come to me too, you know.
Regardless of what it is.
Yeah, regardless of what it is. But like, yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think?
I mean, go B, go.
I think it's like it's tough because I don't want to be that toxic person that says like
Right?
don't
Stop.
talk to your girlfriends, your friends, whatever who are girls because like
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't want my significant other to do that to me, but I also know better than to just like if I have an issue, but I guess it depends because sometimes like it's easier said than done. It's sometimes if you have an issue and you really feel like you can't go to them, but then again, is that on you and on your significant other for not like building up that comfort, that level of comfort? I don't
I guess
know.
it also comes at like different times for different people, like, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very true.
As long
Very
as they're
true.
not, I guess, like actively like preventing themselves or like self-sabotaging themselves from building that with you, like,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you
but
Oh,
know,
guess
I guess
that's
you can't like, yeah.
yeah, that's very true. Aaliyah, what about you? Like, what do you think?
I mean, like, obviously, no one wants to be that girlfriend that's like,
Yeah.
talk to girls, because then it kind of looks bad on you. But I
Yeah.
see where people come from when they say that, because when you're in a relationship, you want to be the girl best friend, you know,
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
of course.
that they come to. And
Yeah.
like, I know a lot of people, like, I've been seeing these memes on TikTok of people like pretending to be the girl best friend. And
Yes.
no,
Oh my
as like
God, those like
very
POV things.
perspective, literally POV. If I find it, I'll send it. But
Send it.
it's like, oh yeah, that's my guy best friend. No, why is he talking to her? Like, he shouldn't talk to her. I don't like her for him. Where it's kind of like that mentality. And on the low, I feel
Ooh.
like I'm kind of the girl best friend to like someone. You guys probably know who I'm talking about. But like,
Yeah.
if that
Mm-hmm.
person were to get into a relationship, I would understand like, and I think I personally would back up, not in a way like, oh, I'm jealous, like why is he talking so much, but like just out of respect because I know how it would feel,
Mm-hmm.
regardless if
Mm-hmm.
we're making romantic advances or not. I'm realizing that as a girl best friend, I'm no longer the girl best friend. I'm just a girl that's his friend
You
now.
know your place.
Ooh, I felt that one. Yeah.
No, that's a
Girl best
thing.
friend. As a friend,
Yeah.
I should be encouraging, yeah, you should go to her with this. Like, you should talk to her about it because that's your
Mm-hmm.
girlfriend. That should be the first girl that, like, you talk to about anything.
You're a
I,
real one.
you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Honestly, Aaliyah, we
No,
need
that's very
more. We
true.
I
need
feel
more
like other
views.
people feel the same way as me.
Yeah,
It's just, like, not
for
as
real.
common, and it's, like, kind of a meme to be the girl best friend. But, like,
Yeah.
any girl who respects other girls will see, like, yeah, I need to like kind of back off, or yeah, I need to
Mm-hmm.
give them my time. You know what I mean? And I
Facts.
feel like
Mm-hmm.
if all of us were in that position, we would do the same thing.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It just sucks that like not every like person thinks like that,
Mm-hmm.
and they do think it's like their responsibility to take everything on, and they kind of like insert themselves into like that relationship. So I've definitely had that like happen to me when like I wasn't dating per se or whatever, but like it was in the mix, and then this person's like friend just like inserted herself, and it just like I don't know. At the end of the day, it's like I almost like you feel like you can't compete with the girl best friend. You
Yeah,
literally cannot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
in
like that
a way,
definitely comes
she's kind of like the yes man at times when you couldn't,
up. Yeah.
where she sees his way and only his way.
Yes.
Like she'll never really understand your side unless she's your friend. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? And if it's
Agreed.
where he does have a girl best friend, maybe it's on like kind of up to you to kind of like
Get to know
initiate
her.
the friendship. Because I know like
Mm-hmm.
for us, we know someone who kind of has that girl best friend,
Yeah.
girlfriend dynamic. And she, like, the girl, like, made an effort to get to know the girl best friend. And now, like, it gives her peace of mind, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
we've heard that it gives her peace of mind to kind of be close to
Mm-hmm.
a person who's also close to her man. You know?
Oh yeah. I think
Yeah.
both parties, if anything.
And then, like, you can all be
What
friends.
if that's true? What about like the other scenario where it's like the girl in the relationship goes and tells her girl best friends like everything?
I feel
Is that a toxic thing? Because I feel like that's a very common thing where it's like if he does even like a little you know,
Oh,
like a little misstep. It's like, hey guys.
It's like
Is it so? It's like, is it your relationship or is it like a group? It almost like no, but like
no,
listen,
that's
it's
true.
like all of us, honestly. But yeah.
I think it depends because like me personally, I would trust you guys. And I know you guys wouldn't insert yourself into my relationship and just make it a whole big thing. You
Mhm.
know? I guess it really
But
depends
is
on
it
like,
like, is it like betraying the other person almost, or like,
oh, I see
is
what you're
it like
saying.
ratty
the
to
trust
them?
stuff.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's
Right?
tea. Cause like
Because
I
it's
trust
like
you guys with
almost
my
like,
life.
Sometimes
right?
it helps to get a second opinion. The only thing that makes this
That's
different,
true.
like if I was telling my guy best friend versus me telling you guys, is the guy best friend is actually a guy. So like there's
Yeah.
competition there where it's
Yeah.
like almost as if you don't work out, I mean, he's there. So, like I'm basically telling your competition everything that's wrong with you.
Yes.
Really? But like
I see.
when it's with like my friends, especially with you guys, because it's like you guys are just like the other lobes of my brain because we think the same way.
For
We're
real, for real.
you know, so
No,
it's like
that's so
hearing
true.
myself talk 2 other times, you know. But
Right.
like
Yeah.
obviously there is like a point of trust. There's certain things that I don't think you should share outside of your relationship. But like
Yes.
petty
Yeah.
things or things that you genuinely need help or guidance for. Like if you would tell your mom about it, like I feel like you'd be okay to tell your friends about it.
Oh yeah.
If you can gauge the situations like, okay, he's telling me something that's really important or he's acting out in a way because of things that are personally going on with his life. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
like spread my man's issues throughout like the whole thing. But if we have
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell my friends.
Hmm.
There's like a balance.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, it really
Okay.
depends.
Yeah.
But like there is definitely a bias, Vanessa, of like the fact that it's like I can tell my girls anything. At least I don't have a
I know.
That's
you
so
know?
Because I
true.
was like, I'm like so guilty of that, and I think like pretty much every girl is like.
For
I
sure.
was like, am I
A little
even
double
gonna
standard.
like, am I gonna change that? I don't know. But
Yeah.
no, for real, I feel like there are definitely like some lines that you can't cross. But
Hmm.
I also don't think we have. Like, I feel like everything has been just
Pretty
like
good,
very
yeah.
supportive. Yeah. So
Wow.
okay,
Our alarm went off, guys.
Oh my
for
gosh.
real, that was so fast.
That went so fast. I guess we just have a
Wow.
lot to say about toxicity here.
I know. We could fully do a part 2. It's like
Do you
so.
want to? I'm down.
I'm down, yeah.
I'm actually down. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay. So next episode will be part 2, party people.
Yes.
Party people.
Yay,
Thank
party
you,
people.
party people,
That
for
makes me
listening.
so happy.
Yeah, oh
Oh,
my gosh, outro already.
right?
So
Like and subscribe. We hope that I hope like this conversation, like whoever does listen to it, if they ever come across this, hope like, we gave some good points, like people can take away a lot of things. We may be some like
Mhm.
3 girls just talking, but like we have
Right.
some things
And
to say.
if you are in a toxic relationship in your life or a toxic friendship, we just we want you to know we love you. We're sending good vibes and we hope it
We
all
support
works out for
you.
you. Yeah.
Yes.
For real.
Bye.
Bye.
oh, where's your guy? Oh yeah, like on Spotify, subscribe, like
Do we have a Spotify or SoundCloud?
Oh, SoundCloud.
SoundCloud.
Okay.
Like on SoundCloud and follow on SoundCloud, and our Instagram should be here. So like, I don't know, you can follow us or something.
If you want, yeah.
Okay. Bye.
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 Bye.